guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Crafting Bookworm. So we're going to do another one of these. Okay, welcome back, you guys. If you're new, welcome. I appreciate having you guys here. So I had, well, not really a request, but I had a viewer ask if I had a tutorial on making this folio. And I didn't make it on camera, and it is a little bit different than, like the flip-flop ones. So we're going to make one today. And I hope I got everything prepared ahead of time so that this video will not be too super long. So since I printed all these extra papers for, I printed the whole kit, we'll just say that. And I've got a lot of extra stuff. So I figured with the extra papers, we would work on doing this tutorial. Now, this I did have to print extra because I only printed the purple one. So again, I enlarged it because I want a bigger image of this. And we got our backgrounds right here. And then our panel sheets right here. We're going to go with the caramel one this time. They're so pretty. Okay, so first of all, you're going to get your file folder. Now, if you don't have file folder, you can use cardstock, scrapbook paper, whatever you have handy. So you have to cut it. You have to cut it 8.5 tall, 5.5 wide. You'll need 2. Okay. On one of them, we're going to score a 1/2 inch score right here because that's going to be folded and it's going to be like another whole journal is going to be attached. Okay, so if we look at this, it's this piece right here. Okay, so what we're going to do, I think what I'm going to do, I don't remember if I attached over or under, but I think for the sake of being easier, we're going to go under. So let's make sure that we're good here. We have a good crease. Okay, and it's going to go on here like this. So let's get our glue. And we're going to glue right along this. Because this one dries faster than Fabri-Tac. Okay, so let's line this up. And you don't want it right against the fold. Okay? Because you want this to be able to fold. Okay, I think we got it. Let us see. Yep. Okay. So, of course, we're going to have to trim this piece because when it folds, I think it actually is going this way. When it folds, I mean, it's going to be hanging over, right? Or you can go this way. And we still have to do it. Now, we'd have to cut off a 1/2 inch. We're going to go a little bit more than that so that it tucks in there if you're going inward. And then just a 1/2 inch if you're going outward like this. On this one, I think we went outward, right? Yes, we went outward like this. So question is, do you want to stay outward or do we want to go inward? Let's cut our 1/2 inch first, okay, and then maybe I'll make up my mind by that time. there's our 1/2 inch. So if we're going to stay inward, I guess the 1/2 inch still works because it stays beyond the fold. So this would be outward. I think we'll just stay, let's just stay outward, shall we? Okay, so now we've got our front cover and then our back cover back here, okay? So let's put our front cover on. See if I've got these, if they got to be cut down or not. Well, they do need a little bit of a trim. Let me look this way. Needs a little trim, but we'll trim it afterwards. But first I'm going to get some ink. I think we're going to use our brushed corduroy. And what you're going to do here is you're going to ink all these places that, I don't know if I like this one. It's kind of too yellow. I'll tell you in a minute what we're going to do. You know what? I think it'll be all right. We'll just stick with it. Okay, we're going to do that one. This. Because you're not going to have, and we're not putting papers over the folds. Did I put papers over the folds? No. Okay. Isn't that horrible? I just did that and I can't remember what I did. Okay. And then we're going to do the inside. You don't have to do this if you don't mind that look. I mean, I guess I could have done it without this, considering the fact I don't want this video to be super long. I probably could have skipped all this part and just told you guys. But if I'm going to do it, let's do it right. Okay. Oh my gosh, I have so much stuff on my table. Okay. Here we go. Now we look like this. Okay. That is not very good right there. Okay, back to our first one. We're just going to, yes, use Fabri-Tac this time. And we're going to clean the tip off. And we're going to glue this. Now this is the only piece that I don't have that's not cardstock, because this is one of the pages I printed. And I printed it, when I printed the kit, I printed it on regular paper until we got to tags and stuff, and that was printed on cardstock. So I went back and printed one of the caramel pages because I had one on cardstock by accident, pure accident. And I wanted them both on cardstock because I want it to be a little more secure. Scoot that up. Okay, didn't get right to the tip, but you know what? That's okay. We'll just do this. We're going to do that anyway. Okay, so now we're going to trim this paper off. I don't know how long this video is going to be, guys. Hopefully not super long. Okay, so then, let's see. This is our back. We're going to put the other piece. This one we're going to trim, I think. Well, I can still trim it that way. Okay. I hope we have a lot of you joining us on the Hallelujah Heart Bible study. It is indeed going to be a good Bible study, I think. Oops, I wasn't supposed to glue that whole thing. Glad I remembered that before I sealed it all down. Okay. That could have been closer. It's okay. Okay, so we're going to cut along here. And then we're going to cut here. I'm trying to stay in camera, you guys. Trying to stay in camera and not cut my file folder. Okay. So there's that. Okay, now we're going to put these on. I didn't make these quite as big as I did on mine. I think this one's a bit smaller because on this one I went closer to the edges, and you'll see on this one it's not going to be as close, as you can see. And the reason for that is because I like this paper with this. I didn't like it so much with the purple. Okay, so now we're going to glue this one on. And if you don't get your edges very good, you can always take your art glitter glue and slide it up underneath there. But this glue squishes pretty good. Okay, now we want to get this on as even as possible. That looks pretty good, I think. You guys can probably see better than me. Okay, and now this one. So we didn't do much today. We just kind of hung out at home. And it's Halloween, and we do not celebrate Halloween anymore. Because it is a pagan holiday. And we don't get trick-or-treaters where we live either. And that's not on there completely straight, but you know what? We're not going to fuss with it anymore. Okay, now for, let's see, we were going to do this one. Is going to have, we're not going to do the white one this time. We, I think, are going to do, oh, that one's really small. Maybe we are doing the white one. Did I put, where did I put, oh, it was just, oh, because it was printed. I'm gonna do this one, but, or one of these. The ones on here were printed borderless. These were printed borderless, is why. These are not, obviously, printed borderless. So, I'm gonna go print these, and I'll be right back. Ended up finding this one on there instead. So now this one's going on here. Okay, so I want to get one of these pages and stick under here. We're going to go around if we've got anything that's going to show, which it shouldn't. I think it's, if anything, it's going to be too big because my cuts aren't good. So, I guess I need to cut this first. I don't know why I used that one. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to trim a little bit off. Okay, so let's... This may have to be a two-parter, you guys. Okay, let's start here at, we'll go this way. And add the fold. And down this way. On there good. Okay, we're going to trim this. Oh, come on. There's that one. Okay, let's see. So this one, this and this is going to be our panels here. Let's see. So I want to cut this in half, or do I want to put it on and then just trim it? Let's go up to the line, not over the line. about there. I think we're going to trim, so let's get this where we're putting it. Just in case. And we're going to mark just in front of that fold. Okay. Going to do some inking. Does anybody have plans for this weekend? We do not, except for Bible study, which will be tomorrow. Okay, so we put that to the top. Well, it's not all the way to the top. I always forget that there's going to be a little bit that has to come off. And I didn't even check to see if this was the right width before I started gluing. That's okay. So oh, it's too much. I am not having any luck. Well, that's because it was cut uneven again. How can that be cut uneven? You know what? Let's just not stick it, and I'll just trim it. Let's just put it on and try to not stick it on that very edge. And fold this and say, no, stop. It's barely, I think it's the file folder that's messed up. Okay, let me see if this is going to fold. Nope. Well, it certainly should. I don't think I need to cut anymore. I don't see anything else to cut there. Well, let's go ahead and cut this top part. My file folder is definitely off because it's supposed to be 8.5 by 5.5 in. My paper is 8.5, or the paper's off. I don't know, one or the other. Okay. Crisis averted. Now for this one, it's going to go here. And we are going to have to definitely trim this down because let's see. I think we'll just glue this part and then we'll trim it off this way. Line that up because we got to do the same thing we did for the other one. We got to be lined up this way because we took off the top. We're off a little bit though. There we go. I don't want to be too close. Okay. Nope, try not to cut my file folder. I didn't get that lined up on there straight. I mean, it looks fine this way, but... Okay, so... Oh, we're going this way. On this panel is our other half going on here. So... line it up. I don't think we're going to cut off words. I hope. Because you got to remember, we cut off about a ½ inch off of this piece right here. And see, this one is not as close. Let me show you what I mean. See, right here. So I don't know what was different with that. Something didn't get measured right when I attached it. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it bothers me when I don't write the notes or take notes. You know, just like when I watch somebody's tutorial. I watch the tutorial, then I go try to make whatever it was that I just watched. And then I always end up going back to the video. Sorry if I'm out of frame, guys. I see some more on here. Okay. Okay, now all we have left is these panels to do. Oh, I didn't trim that off. Okay, so now we've got our last ones to put on here. And I think once we get this on, we will end the video, and then there'll be a part 2. Because that's just going to be a really long video if I do all the sewing and the signatures and pockets and all that stuff. Okay. Making sure we're upright. I hope we cut these upright. Okay, we did. Yeah, this file folder is what's off because okay. Nope, nope, nope. Careful. Careful. Okay. What do I do with, oh, there we are. Again, I didn't stick that on there straight. It's okay, we just do some trimming. Okay, we got one more panel to go. Line those edges up. But make sure that we're going to fold okay. And there's that. Yeah, I don't like that I had to cut that off, but I guess if I would have just, you know, oops. Again, it was not put on there straight. I could have just cut the piece and then got more cut from this side, so I could have had a little bit more on that side, but you know what? It is okay. So that is all we're going to do right now for this. And then I will come back with another video finishing this up, getting pockets and getting the, oh, that's not cut well either. Get the pockets and stuff and the signatures in. Hold on, let me get this little bit right there. Okay, so I did end up getting the pockets in mine. I want to show you that real quick, okay? So you guys saw this pocket. So we got this pocket. Let me get something here. Okay, that's a pocket all this way, and I just kind of made it look more 3D, left the Bible on there. So there's that pocket. Oh, we got this pocket. I just noticed that that is right there. I just noticed that I did that. You know what? It's okay. It's mine. Okay, and then here we've got this pocket. We did the 3D butterfly, right? Pocket there, and then on here, pocket here, and then I did these with what I'm using and made those 2 pockets there. So now we got 1, 2, 3, let's see, 4, 5, 6. What do you got? 6 pockets? 6? Yeah, I think we got 6. Am I missing one? I think I counted that one. So that's a lot more pockets than what I did have when I started with. But I know I want pockets to store journal cards and tags and all that stuff in. So next video, we will be finishing up with pockets. We'll do the closure and the signatures, and that'll be a wrap for this one. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. So thanks for staying tuned, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.